My mother had been involved from the very beginning with the scholarship in town, which had started as Dollars for Scholars, become Citizen Scholarship Foundation, and is now the Community Scholarship Foundation. And that's how it started. And so I grew up with my mother and father very involved in the scholarship in town. And when my mother passed away, my father set up the Jean Buffum Memorial Scholarship Fund in her memory, because it had been such a big part of her life in giving back to the community over the years. Both of them had been board members on the scholarship committee, and my father continued on the board after my mother passed away. And when he passed away, it became more of a family scholarship, although it's still named for my mother. And we've continued to support it ever since. It was very important to them to get an education. My mother had a master's in education. My father had a degree in architecture and engineering. And so both of them had kind of made their own path through education, but it had been hard for them. And they knew the value of scholarships, and they knew the value of getting a helping hand. And so they wanted to give back to others. And that was the whole point of the scholarship, to help the needy people in town that couldn't afford college for their own kids or needed help providing. And that was the lesson they imparted to us. I think what a wonderful connection that everybody has in town together. That if you really listen to the stories, they interlock, they overlap. You hear stories about people you grew up with, or maybe their parents, or some relatives, or neighbors. And it's interesting because there's this connective tissue that really shows the community in town and how much the community does give to each other and help each other out and support each other.